guys, it's Selima with Selima Moon Goddess Tarot here with another pick a card reading. This one is going to be different, guys. I was really feeling like we need some more deep, higher vibrational readings about you know, what is the real deal going on in the connection and what are the real feelings going on? What is the real, spot check? I know I do normal spot checks, but then they can tend to be short. So we want to I think I want to do a better for those out there in like situationships or complex relationships or even complex situationships, because that's a thing. I thought we should do something like that. And yeah, it's probably not going to get out a lot of views, but the people that this is for, it's a select few. So that's fine. So I got three piles here. I have the Uncommon Tarot. I have the now my ass I don't know how to pronounce this. Like, if somebody can help me pronounce this, like, do the phonetic, like, how do you pronounce it? But it is the Enchanted Farhaxa Tarot, is what I want to say. But that's this one right here, okay? And then this one is the Modern Love Tarot right here, okay? So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a deep dive with clarifiers for each pile. And then what we'll do, we're not going to do like the fantasies, but we're going to do messages and things like that, okay? Also, I have an injured thumb, so if you see a gash in one of my thumbs, just chill. It's okay. I'm a nurse. It's fine. It's healing, but try not to look at it. I'm getting like this intense, dry, cracked finger situation, skin situation, so apologies. If this is your first time here, first of all, thank you so much for coming, and thank you for everybody else, all the new people that have arrived, and all the like OGs and the folks that have been here since I only had like 50 people following me. I had like maybe 80 people that followed me for at least 3 years. I was like, thank God, they love me. I don't know why they do, but they just hanging around. So anyway, all right, so we are going to get started here in a minute. So this is going to be pile 1. This is going to be pile 2. And this is going to be pile 3. If this is your first time here, just go ahead and pause this. There's going to be timestamps below in the description box, and go straight to your reading. If it doesn't feel like it's jiving with your situation, then go ahead and pick another one. I will give you some advice, though. This is really kind of cool advice that I found in the interwebs out there that I thought was kind of like a nice practice to get in touch with your intuition. Okay, so just hear me out. So one way of doing it is looking at whatever the object is, right? Now, when you say your own name, right? Let's say your name is, like, my name is Selima, right? When I say Selima, I am Selima, and it has some feeling to it because that's my identity, right? If I said my name was Rebecca, it feels kind of cold, kind of like detached, not mine, right? So you can use that kind of scenario when you're picking piles. You can say, is this my pile? And try to tune in and see, does it feel like you're saying your own name or not? Is this my pile? Does it feel like it's your name? No? Okay, then maybe not. Okay. Another way of doing it, and well, I should say, in addition to what I'm telling you, it really does feel like, well, for me it has. Like when you're standing on a hill and you wet your finger and you're trying to figure out what direction the wind is blowing, is kind of the same kind of attention that's needed. In fact, perhaps probably a little bit more when you're trying to tap into your intuition. So if you can combine those two things, and picking piles can help you practice that if you feel like that is a gift that you have. And it's okay if you get it wrong. It's no big deal, because it's like a muscle. You have to like practice it, right? But like I said, you try it. If not, that's fine too. You could just listen to all the piles, goddammit, if you want. I mean, I listen to tarot readings and a bunch of other things on YouTube, like if it was a podcast. So We'll just leave that there. All right. So just one more time. This is the Uncommon Tarot. This is the Foxia Tarot. This is the Modern Love Tarot. Okay. And I will see you at your reading. Hey, pile one. Here we go. Okay. So we'll check it out here. Now, if you're in a situationship, this is for the folks out there that are with, they've got complicated situations. And something that, fantasies are great, but, and I've done it, that's happened to me before where I am doing like a fantasies, feelings and fantasies reading, and it almost seems inappropriate to start talking about fantasies because maybe the connection was not really going well, or there were some bad motives behind some of the stuff. So just, I'm glad I'm doing this. So this is for the people who have deeper situations going on. And then I will do messages from their person, which would be like thoughts and feelings. And I think I have some romance angel cards that I might do too. Okay. So pile one, let's look at a snapshot of what is going on, and let's see what's happening here. Pile one and their person, what's going on? Oh God, that is crazy because this card specifically, it's the star card, and it has nippies on there, but it's a man. I don't know if YouTube's going to have a problem with it, but this is one of the cards that I was thinking of when I pulled this deck to use, which is interesting. All right, so tell us more. What's going on here? Thank you, Spirit. All right, we got the Nine of Pentacles. So somebody is, all right, someone, ugh. Okay, I'm not going to talk yet. Hold on. Let's not assume. Oh, God, I was thinking that too. Creepy as fuck. Creepy as fuck. In fact, when I pulled the deck, I shuffled it like twice before I started recording this reading. And this was on the bottom of the deck. And here it is coming out. Interesting. All right. Okay, that's the King of Cups. Tell us more. We want the story. We want what's going on so we can get the advice. So we got High Priestess. So we got someone here who has high level intuition. So either the feminine or the masculine here is connected to spirit, connected to source, higher vibrational. There might be a psychic connection that's happening here, but maybe the masculine is not grasping it. I will say though, with the star leading into the Nine of Coins, I think maybe the King of Cups is he's looking at the High Priestess. It's like this is his desire. But there's a mismatch of frequency here, I think. So let's get more. Give me one more card, please, for current situation, please. For pile one. All right, balance. Yes, a need for balance. Okay, so if this is resonating with you, you're like, yeah, I know. I hear you. Okay, so there is a need for balance. There's a need for bringing grounding here. Go ahead and like, if you're watching this and you're a nerd like I am, like I go down rabbit holes all the time, go ahead and look up what frequency is. Look, just frequency in general, and look at experiments on frequency, and you'll see I'm talking like college level, high school level, little things that they do to test out frequency. And for me, I came from a very religious, so I started off very, very not religious, then got super religious, then broke away from that. And when I came back to spirituality, or at least finding myself, a lot of terms were very foreign to me, like frequency. And so I had to kind of go back and study some things. And so frequency is interesting because there was this one example that I saw, and this is, please, if this is boring you, you can fast forward 10 seconds or something like that. Just bear with me. But when we're talking about frequency, okay, I want you to keep in mind that our hearts emit frequency, vibration, okay? love dub, our heartbeat, right? That's, even though we don't see it, just like we don't see music when it's playing out of the speaker, it emits energy, okay? Our brains emit electrical energy, all right? We don't see it, but it's kind of one of those things where, like, let's say you walk in a room and you're like, I got a bad vibe about what's going on here in the room, or I got a bad vibe about like that group of people over there, or this person's just doesn't feel right to me, or whatever. That is the recognition, okay, of the frequencies and vibrations that you're feeling from other people, okay? Now, when we're talking about love and we're talking about soul connections and things like that, let's raise it up a notch. We were in high school level, now we're going to college level, okay? So now we're talking about like when you, let's say you have, let's talk about sound, megahertz, right? Let's say you had, I saw this one, you can Google it too. There was, just bear with me. There was this one study they did, and there was this like pole and it had a ball on it, and this other pole that had a ball on it. And they hit that one ball at a lower frequency. Let's say it was 135 megahertz, and the ball was like, okay. That ball that was next to it on the on a spring as well didn't move at all. Okay, it's just stayed there. Oh yeah, they hit that one ball, the bigger ball, or the one on the other side at like 400 megahertz, right? So this one's going at whatever 400 megahertz, but they're not matching, right? They're not vibing at all, right? They're like, bleh. The minute that the guy tuned that lower ball to be 400 megahertz, just like the other one, they were absolutely going like this at the same time. There was no beat missed. They were just absolutely going equally at the same time. And it was fascinating because it was instant, like, information given to you. And for me with ADHD, it was great to see. Anyway, I say all of that to say this. Even though the King of Cups is a person who is mature, right? Kings are mature, all right? Yes, he's not the Hierophant, but the Hierophant is a different kind of category. He's not the Emperor because the Emperor is kind of cold. He is in touch with his emotions. He is somebody who wants to be sensitive to emotions, wants to learn, wants to care, wants to give his heart, wants to be a giver. But I think if he's looking towards you, and we have more to go, right? Like maybe you're not the high priestess, but if you are, he's trying to figure you out. You're hard to figure out. He definitely here you will become a wish fulfillment for him because you become like this rare, unique human that he hasn't never encountered before. And I will say as an empath, like as somebody that can read people's emotions and thoughts and stuff like that, like when you encounter someone that's unique, you can't forget it. It is something that does captivate you because understanding people comes so easily. When you read when you come by somebody that does not meet that, or doesn't make it easy, right? Or they're just unique in general. It's like candy, So, all right, we're gonna get some clarification. Let's get some more. Clarify the star. Why the star for pile one and this connection? Oh, wow. Okay, so one major arcana is answering with another. We have the world. Oh, the world is an interesting card. It really embodies for me, like a lot of readers have their own things, but for me, it really does embody the whole idea of the chrysalis, the caterpillar, chrysalis, and butterfly. It is not just transitioning from one chapter to another. It's transformative. It is life-changing. It is something that is when people will look back on their life that are impacted by the world card, it is a poignant moment where they point out when this happened, XYZ happened. Like it's a mile marker, okay? So encountering you was a mile marker for your person. I think at first, honestly, with the Nine of Coins does a disservice to the High Priestess. The Nine of Coins can be masculine or feminine, but it is someone that just has all the earthly riches that they need, right? They don't need anything else. They are independent, single, loving their life, living their life, taking vacations, doing what they want, paying their bills. Like they have no care in the fucking world. Then here comes this King of Coins. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so sorry. Sorry if that offends you. Gosh darn it. Sorry. No mean to mock. But this is the King of Pentacles. I don't know why I thought it was the King of Cups. Either way, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter. But okay, so when we're talking about, let's go back a little bit. I'm sorry. Let's go to emotions. We were talking about emotions with the King of Cups. Okay, so King of Pentacles is a bit different. It's not that he's not that he's not emotionally mature. He's actually a little bit further off to be more stoic, but grounded. Okay, so the ability to understand emotion and see it and analyze it and integrate it and all of that. But he doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. He is more of just a very solid, dependable king that if you needed a loan, he'd loan you, work out the contract, and it'd be something that both of you fantastically agree on, and it'd be great. Like he's somebody that is the devoted friend that always comes and saves you when your car breaks down, or someone you can always call. Like he's got that daddy energy. Okay, I can't. Daddy is so stupid. That's not what I mean. But it was just like somebody, a mature person that you can always depend on. And gender is not in this. Okay, it could be a female that has this. I know a few females that have this fucking big dick energy. Anyway, all right, let's move on. All right, sorry, huge tangent there. All right, hopefully you love me, and at least if anything, maybe my voice calms you, and you can just fall asleep to my voice. I've put many people to sleep, by the way, unintentionally. Telling a story about my day, and I look over, and they're all shh, shh. I'm like, God damn it! I guess I'm trying not to take it personal, but. I guess my voice is soothing. So let's click. Oh, right before I said it. There's the drama. All right, so we have Eight of Swords. Why the Eight of Swords? Is that real? All right, I'm going to use my pendulum. I never use my pendulum, but we're using it here, okay? And I could do a reading. I should do like some educational. I really should do some educational, just like, not tarot readings, but like, hey, this is how I use my pendulum, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so for me, okay, so first of all, my hand is grounded, not moving, as you can see. Okay. Can you stop moving? Thank you. Show me yes. Thank you. Show me no. Thank you. Show me positive. And show me negative. Thank you. Is the Eight of Swords supposed to clarify the Nine of Coins here in this reading for pile one? And does the the Eight of Swords come from the World? Is it associated with the World card? All right, you guys saw it. That's the way I do it. I do that in my everyday life, to be honest with you. So, Eight of Swords is interesting. There's this duplicity here happening where if you feel more connected with this independent feminine energy that the masculine is adoring and feeling connected to, There is something about this connection that has you wanting to protect yourself. But with the Eight of Swords, it is like a self-imposed protection, self-imposed anxiety, suffering in the sense. Like when you look at this card, this person, first of all, they're definitely making themselves like so that seeing is not easy, right, for them. But then also you have the swords here that are just around them, and they could get up and walk away. You know, these worries are almost self-imposed. They're not keeping them trapped. But this person feels trapped by them. So what is holding you back? There's something holding this transformation that the universe is trying to offer, this connection that's holding you back. So why the anxiety? So I thought it would be the masculine, because that has tended to be the current, trend in the collective. But let's see. Clarify the King of Coins, please, for this connection. Ace of Swords. Ooh, okay. So an epiphany. Interesting. An epiphany about what? What is going on there? So was this a new connection? Was this like you felt insecure, worried about love, about having someone in your life, and then bam, this person, this solid King of Pentacles came out of nowhere? You know, the Ace of Swords, Swords is all about intelligence, epiphany, imagination, growth, education, studying, and all of those things. And when you're thinking about the Ace, it is the first. It is like has a bit more force to it, with the clouds behind it, with the butterflies behind it, like this new understanding. So I'm thinking that maybe perhaps, like, tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it feels like this might have been someone that you never looked at in a romantic way, and then bam, suddenly you were like maybe you were insecure about love, or maybe you went through this process, which a lot of feminines are doing right now, of self-empowerment and feeling, getting connected with their inner female rage and all of that, independence from the patriarchy and all of that, right? But then, which is fine, right? When you're thinking of business, life, interactions with public and on social media and all that. But when it comes to love, it could be something that makes you still feel insecure about being accepted for who you are. This person came in and kind of maybe surprised you. He came in with a little bit of grounded energy you weren't expecting, had more attention to you that you weren't expecting, interest in the things that you're in, like all the things that like a lot of women are really craving from the masculines right now. Kind of threw you off big time for sure, I think. So let's clarify why the High Priestess. Tell me more. For pile. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, whoa, strength. Interesting. Strength. You got 4 major arcana cards here also, just FYI. Like when there's major arcana cards, like a lot of them in a reading, I feel like it is a powerful, this is like a Dark Night of the Soul, or a Saturn return, or a pivotal moment in your life. You might be somebody in your 20s transitioning into your 30s, or 30s into your 40s, or something like that. Okay, so so if you are a very intuitive, sensitive person, you're an empath, okay? Feeling this, okay, so let me back up. If you've had, I'm just going to, okay, listen. If you're somebody who's come from a background of a lot of trauma with masculine energy, so we're saying Men, or not men, but masculine energies that are have been inconsistent, erratic, abusive, unloving, unable to like predict, like very, very erratic kind of connections in your life. Then you break away from that, you get more grounded, and then you're like a little anxious when you meet homeboy over here or this masculine person. Now you're going to have to rein in your intuition, right? Rein in that balance between the intuition that you have about the connection, but the bravery that you're going to have to lean into this connection, even though it creates some anxiety for you. All right. I know what this feels like. This feels like temperance, these two cards to me. Temperance is a different card. I'd be surprised if it came out, but it is a card that really is about learning how to fortify yourself on terrain that is uneasy, uneven, and unpredictable, and being able to still maintain faith, grace, believing in yourself, and all those lovely things while you're laying in that or standing in that uncertainty. It is a card that a lot of people will maybe just say, oh, it's about patience and leave it at that. No, it's a far deeper card. So let's clarify that, which actually the Two of Coins it has that sentiment for me as well. But let's clarify the Two of Coins for pile one and their connection. Whoa, hold on. Ow. Holy shit. Poked my goddamn eye. Oh, the Three of Coins. Interesting. I wonder if you work. Is there fear about what other people are going to think about this connection? What is so different about this? What is happening here? What is going on? Clarify. Okay, two more cards. Give me another card for what happens after the Two of Pentacles. Oh, there you go. Ah. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. There you go. So, whoop, this over here. So, Four of Pentacles. Interesting. Interesting. We have some synchronicity here. We have the 2, the 3, and the 4. But this tells me that you've been trying to keep this balance secret. You're trying to do this transformation by yourself with no one knowing, or nobody can know. So clarify the Three of Pentacles. Why the Three of Pentacles for pile one in their person, please? What's happening here, please, with pile one? Thank you. Oh, wow. So you got the Wise One, which I believe is the Hierophant. Interesting. And bottom of the deck, we have the Alchemist, which is, isn't this a great picture, isn't it? Love it. That is the Magician. All right. So it seems like this is a complex little situation here we got. So, I really feel like when we have this progression here, there was a skip in this, or, oh no, this is, so, okay, so, all right. You're keeping this balance here secret, or the connection is secret. Someone's holding this connection close to them. They don't want to let it go. They're keeping it grounded, though. It's a grounded thing, but definitely something that is secret. And maybe you guys work together. Maybe that's why it needs to be secret. Somebody here has a fear of other people finding out about the connection. Because usually the Three of Pentacles has three people standing kind of next to each other, admiring some art on like on a little cathedral pillar. But here we have the pentacle way over there, and we have these two people watching it from over there with their pentacles. So kind of like, are we having some fears about that? And with the Hierophant, is there a third party situation here? Is this a work connection? I feel like this is a work connection more than anything. Okay, so we're going to get advice. And I think what I'm going to do, which I don't usually do, but we're going to say fuck it right now. And I'm going to take, oh, hopefully everything doesn't fall. I'm going to use the Crow Tarot, and we're going to get like a whole new spread here on top of this to just see like, okay, so now what? Like now we have the groundwork of what's happening here, right? Now we know what the fuck is going on. Now what? Okay. So now what? So now it's probably a work connection or school connection or some kind of dynamic where your person and you should not be this, there shouldn't be this intuitive connection with you guys. And I'm going to say that this is a soul connection because right off the bat, first of all, with all of the major arcana cards, this is the, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards. That is that is profuse. Okay. So this is an important, I'm going to say this. All right. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life. Please do not do shit about your life just based on one tarot reading. I mean, like, there's a lot of other things that need to be considered, okay? But I'm going to say that this connection with this King of Pentacles is an important one that needs to be explored, even though you might be a little stressed about that. Maybe that's where this Eight of Swords is coming from. Like, what the fuck, right? This person came out of nowhere, and now you're having to, like, maintain some balance, but it was an unexpected, like, this could be somebody that you never thought, like, on the outside, people would be like, who? You and them? Nah, you guys don't match. You know, like when people, you know, compare things to, oh, sorry, I dropped the card. Ugh, un momentito. Where did my card go? All right. Anyway, let me stop talking. Let's just do the cards, okay? All right. So, what is the advice for pile 1 about this profound connection here? What is the advice that pile 1 needs to know about this? Steps to take and advice. Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? Okay, so all right, 3 of Cups. Is this a third party situation? Or it could be about embracing the, I don't know, a lot of people in this world, we compare our lives to what society tells us to do instead of just enjoying it for what it is. So let's see, tell us more. What is the advice about this connection for pile 1? Queen of Swords. Be honest with yourself. Honesty. Enjoyment and honesty. Come together with the person. Get to know the person. But be honest. Be honest with yourself. You know, the Queen of Swords is no joke. She will cut the head off of anyone. She doesn't have the sentimental, she doesn't have the empathy that the Queen of Cups would have. So truth is truth for her. So whether the truth needs to come from you about this connection or accepting and leaning into the absurdity of it and saying, it's absurd. Absolutely, it's absurd. But what if it is an opportunity to not pass up, right? Tell us more, please. More advice. Thank you. Aye. Yep. More okay, so yeah, this is a secret connection. This matches the pentacles here with the 7 of Swords. Okay, so this is telling me, right, be truthful, right? Be truthful with your person. Be truthful about the connection. Yes, it might be a third party, but whatever. If this person, you know, I don't know. I don't have that much respect for, and shoot me down or unfollow me if you want, but honestly, I don't have that much respect for the sanctity of marriage in North America, really, because a lot of it has to do. A lot of it is based in old traditions of controlling women, and it does not at all consider our humanity and the totality of the needs that we have as humans. Okay, so but the 3 of Cups can also be communion. It can be coming together and celebrating. It could be leaning into family members that might have gone through this before. But with the 7 of Swords and the Queen of Swords and this, I would say that honestly, keep this connection to yourself. Do not share it. Do not talk to people about it. Just consult your spirit guides, spirit universe, however you go about doing that, whether you pray or whatever, because humans love to ruin good things, other humans, right? So, like, if you've got a beautiful garden and you show your friend, look at the little garden that I have going on, and you tell everyone in the town about your little garden, sure as shit, someone's going to come stomp on your garden because people just can't allow other people to have nice things. They they transplant their own issues onto other people and give horrible advice based on their own trauma. So it's best to just go with what feels right in your soul and what is authentic to you. All right? Because that, you can never go wrong and you can never regret that. Like, if you died, 5 days later and you made this decision and everybody found out about it, like, for example, when I realized that I wasn't straight and I prefer more than one gender, I came out little by little. But if I died tomorrow, I don't regret shit. Yes, I probably lost a lot of friends. Yes, there are some people that don't think I'm weird still now, actually. But at least I can die really good. Like, I feel great. And that's all that matters, is about your conscience and about being the most authentic person. So keep it to yourself with the 7 of Swords. Okay? Don't be shining this on any, no one is going to be able to understand this like you, because you're the High Priestess. Right? Remember that. You're seeing things into this that nobody else is seeing, and no one's going to understand it better than you. Tell us more. A couple more cards for advice for pile 2. Oh my fucking dude. Tell me. I need a bell when the universe is just speaking. Look, High Priestess there. Who's this? Who's that? Toma. Look at that. You are the High Priestess. You know what's going on. Listen to your intuition, both of you. Like, if you share this with your person, both of you, damn it, keep it to yourself. Use your intuition. Trust the universe. The signs and synchronicities are going to come to you. You're going to have numbers like 1111, 333. You're going to have these numbers come, 777, 2222, like when it's like military time. 2222 is 10 o'clock, or 10 o'clock, or 1022. Anyway, there's going to be signs. You keep this to yourself. This is an important connection right here. This is one where you guys are going to learn a shit ton from each other. Now, whether it's romantic, there are not that many cups around here. But that doesn't mean that this can't turn into something that's romantic. And maybe the most important thing is that this foundation, because we have the King of Pentacles, stays as it is, right? Okay, just a couple more, because I ran this shit too late. Oh, Lord. This is going to be a long reading. All right. Two of Swords. Trust your intuition again. The Two of Swords is a card about, like, you know, you see how the bird is blindfolded, and he's got two little swords there, afraid of that, of someone learning the truth, finding the truth, but trusting that they need to look for the truth. One more. Oh. Jesus. Hold on. Where did that card go? Sorry, I took a little bit to find it. Last card you have is the Ace of Wands. That's the beginning of passion. Okay? All right. Really quickly, we're going to get, because messages, blah, 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 it seems like a more, a connection where you guys are not having that much communication, to be honest. But we're going to do these little, look how ratty this thing is. I've had this for years. But this is my little angel from Doreen Virtue. Everybody's familiar. If you watch tarot readings, you know this is a very popular little advice thing. So let's see what universe wants you to do with this connection. What is the advice? All right, we've got give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. See, doesn't that sound like Pentacle energy? Work on your partnership. Get to know each other. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. You're being guided. You have the High Priestess twice. Twice. Don't be afraid. Don't let your thoughts talk you into things that are not true. You know, our ego just wants to protect us from something that's unknown. It doesn't mean that the unknown is going to hurt us. It just means it's just very benign unknown. All right, give me one more, two more. Advice for pile one. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. One more, please. Just one more, please. I know. Universe is like, fine. Take the card. Sorry, this is my hair. Last one. I don't know about that, universe. Stop it. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Now, I don't think this is about sharing your relationship, but it could be about figuring things out in order to have time to get to know your person, especially if this needs to be a secret situation. So utilize what is around you in order to get that time away so that you can just sit and be honest and thoughtful and talk to your person and figure out where you guys stand with each other. Okay? Pile one. I gotta go. Dude, you guys took up 45 minutes. I don't even know what to say. But it was a great reading. I was like absolutely into it. And just as much as you guys were if this really resonated. So please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment if you really resonated with pile one, because this was deep. All right? I really wish you the best. See you until next time. All right, pile two. Yo, let me just tell you that pile one was nuts. It was a long reading. So obviously it feels like Spirit wanted this reading to be done. I even had to bust out another tarot deck and then plans changed because there wasn't time for messages. So instead we did advice with the romance cards, and it actually turned out really well. So we'll play it by ear here and see if thoughts are needed or if we should just get the advice. Okay. So let's see. What is going on with your connection? Like I said before earlier, this could be a, situationship, a complicated situation that you're going through with someone. All right. We have strength starting out strong. Okay. Major Arcana card. Eee, and the Devil. Oh. Interesting. So we're starting off with Strength, the Devil, and the Page of Earth, which is interesting because this is like going full strength, like Indy 500, and then, or not, but like a sprint, and then like these are the breaks here with the Earth. So maybe this was a connection that. Well, let's just get more information because this is. Let's get more. Two more cards for what is the situation with pile two collective. Collective pile two. Pile two, please. Ooh, that came out, boy. Ooh, we got two stuck. Interesting. Oh. Oh. Council of Monarchs. Council of Monarchs. Now, let me think. Let me just look in the book because the Council of Monarchs seems to feel like a major arcana card that they added here. I want to say it's Judgment, but let me just check really quickly. Strength, Hierophant, oh, Council of, yeah, here we go. So Council of Monarchs, after the Emperor has 4. All right, so this is the Empress. So this is the Empress energy. But the reason why there is 4 women there, it is to magnify all of the elements of the earth. So we have pentacles, we have water, we have swords, and we have fire. And a lot of other readers, and I've heard it explained in many books, that the Empress is like the embodiment of all four queens. So we have the Empress here, okay? This is odd because, first of all, you have 4 out of these cards, you have 4 major arcana cards. So either you or your person or both of you have either ties to the spiritual realm, psychic, witches is something I'm getting as well. So you have some kind of like family line of healers and, oh, that came out, hold on. Healers and witches. All right, we're just going to take these because these flew out. What the hell? I thought this was going to be a love reading. Jesus. This is like Hangman. 8. Oh, wow. Hangman and 8. And the Lovers. There we go. There's what I was missing. Interesting. The Hangman. Okay. So with the Hangman and the Strength, it seems like if this is a situation, it seems like a situationship. So it seems pretty complicated to me as far as this connection is concerned. It's not straightforward at all because you're starting off with the Strength. So either you're somebody who's been going through a lot in your life, focused on your goals, focus on the things that you need to, improve upon, really taming the beast, so to speak, with whatever you're tackling. You came across someone or something or some idea that created some type of, I'm hearing an introduction to your sexuality. So maybe some kind of epiphany around sexuality. So either discovering what really, really floats your boat in that term, or like maybe you came to a point where you were realizing that you were queer, or but whatever it was, you became grounded in that epiphany with the Page. So the Page gives you this kind of like young energy, but it's grounded energy. It's like, okay, a new thing that you're like, okay, this is it. This is the real thing. I've realized, that through all this strife and stuff that I've been going on in my life, I figured it out. I figured out that maybe I am queer. Maybe I have this connection with this person is too powerful for me to fight. Maybe I just need to accept it, ground it. With the star, it gives you the hope of that this is something that actually the universe would tell you is like, if you feel like, even though this might socially not match what you would normally go for, the star is saying, and you also are saying with the page, that this touches into who you are authentically. So before your person came into the picture, you've been going through this. If this doesn't sound like your reading, then it's not your reading, right? But this is somebody who's done a lot of personal work before finding love. And then with the Council of Monarchs, I really feel like, even though it is the Empress, I mean, the work that it takes to get to this point, right? To get to the point where you embody all four queens is powerful, all right? You've been doing a lot of hard work. And the Hangman right here talks about, like, if you see her, there's a bat there holding onto her ankle, but she's out there with her hands down, just enjoying the flight. She's there of her own will. She's not being caged there. She's not being tied down. She's there to seek her own enlightenment. And that's really what the Hangman is. It's like taking a pause to enjoy this, right? Enjoy that you've accomplished this. Then out of nowhere, here with the Eight of Fire, the Eight of Fire is that's the Eight of Wands. That's messaging. That's, it's funny that they use the Eight of Fire and they use birds there, because birds, usually air birds, flying wings in tarot, tend to mean swords. But fire is the wand. So that's like intense. Somebody came in hot here. And now you have the Lovers, which I love how they depict the Lovers here with 3 people. So there could be some polyamorous sentiments here. Or some people could really identify with fairies being something that they have experienced in their lives. Because we also have here with I'm sorry, hold on. With the Devil, here you have this little character here, right? Kind of flirting with this, the dark flirting with the light, right? I love that. I love that the Lovers have 3 people, because 3 for me it reminds me of the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups, this kind of solid communal kind of energy. And then with Earth here. So let's see what else we got going on. So it feels like actually more like development. Like this has been a very powerful progression to romance. It could be loving yourself, loving who you are, not necessarily another person, but it could be just embracing yourself for who you are. What is that scenario? What the heck? I think that's my shuffling. Okay, there we go. So the Star, okay, I don't think these are connected, but let's see. So the Star, this falling under the Stars, 8 of Cups is about walking away from emotions, from ideas, or things that you no longer suit you, no longer are really aligned with who you are authentically. And maybe that's what you've hoped for. And, it could be that the Devil's here because of what other people think about who you are, and judging you for your face value, and not really taking you in totality, but just judging the cover, right? And not really looking at who you are. Tell us more here. It's not feeling like a connection, but that remains to be seen. So let's give us one more card about Pal 2 and the message connection that needs to happen here. Wow, 7. Wow. Yeah, this doesn't feel like a romantic connection, even though the lovers are here. It feels like this is a coming. I think perhaps this is maybe a relationship with you in society or a relationship with you and your family, um, with you coming into your own and accepting yourself, doing all that hard work and accepting yourself and walking away from things that do not call to your who you are. And the 7 of Fire is about defending that. Defending yourself in the face of opposition. But what's beautiful about this card is that I read a one version of this in a book of a deck from years ago, but it talks about how you're not alone. Like all the 7 of Fire, 7 of Wands, and all the tarot deck. If you were to, don't forget that you're not by yourself fighting all these people off before this cliff. um, you're there with the universe, and that's, I think, what the angel wings really represent. There is that the universe is backing you up here. The universe is backing you up in what you're going through right now, and this seems like a self-love. In the bottom of the deck, oh yeah, so there's been a lot of chaos. We have the 5 of Wands here. Chaos, people not wanting to just people, I don't know, humans are fucked up in a lot of ways. We want to destroy other people's gardens. We want to trample the grass on the that where the grass is greener, and really not be honest with ourselves and change ourselves. We rather just point our fingers because it's easier than, oh, I'm totally having a deja vu right now. That's weird. I've had this dream before. I don't know. That's significant for somebody, but I've dreamt of this before. The idea of the star and people not, um, people wanting to trample on the things that are good in this world, and not wanting to appreciate, people who are authentic, wanting to point fingers and put labels on things. And ugh. Okay, so let's clarify this whole goddamn reading. What do we need to say here, Spirit? What is the bottom line for pile 2? Because this obviously is not a romantic reading. What is the bottom line for pile 2? All right. The bottom. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God. This happened in pile 1, and I don't know what the universe is doing right now, or if a portal's open. I think we have a full moon. But remember I said this was the Empress, right? Look, the Emperor. And guess who else? Guess who else? The Empress. Oh my God. This is about, what? 3 more major arcana cards. Dude, this does not happen. Okay, this doesn't happen, you guys. Who are you, pile 2? Who the fuck are you? You must be a tarot reader or something. You are psychic. We have Strength, the Devil, the Star, the Empress, right? All major arcana, Hangman, Lovers, Emperor, Empress, and the Moon. Okay, so Empress and Emperor. Let me just gather myself because I've got feelings at the moment. All right, let's hold on. Before I speak, let's get 2 more cards. Let's get the rest of it. Oh my God, that's incredible. What else for pile 2, please? Tell me more, please. Six of Swords. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, one more. Advice for pile 2, please. 2 more. All right. So we have the Fool, And Judgment. All right. Wow. Okay, so incredible. Judgment, again, two more major arcana cards. Like you almost have them all here. I don't know. But I think that this, again, I'm not, even though we have counterparts here with the Emperor and the Empress and the Moon, I really am feeling like there are some trans folks or some queer folks or some people who are learning about who they are as a person and how that relates to love. Okay. This could be finding a balance between your masculine and feminine. Okay. The yin and the yang. You know, the masculine is tends to be personified by, you know, like decision making and management, less emotion, more factual type decision making. The Empress, so he could run a city. Let's just say that he could run a city. The Empress, she is the one that could run all the farms and agriculture. She's the one that creates programs for her kids that need food at school. She's the one that can multiply. So in some kind of way, she's more powerful, I believe, than the Emperor in a lot of ways. But they need each other. Now with the Moon, this is Cancer energy. Now the Moon is an interesting card because the Moon talks about, like a lot of people will say immediately, there's something you can't see clearly. But I think it's a communication between the powers between the moon and the water. You know, waves, the way the waves communicate with the moon. This kind of secret communication that happens between space, the planets, and our planet. And like if the moon blew up, we would be fucked, right? Like a lot of things would go wrong on our planet. Okay? There is an important communication that happens here with the moon. Yes, the moon, the full moon does show light, and the light can be obscure. There, you can look out in a field and not know if it's a bush or a coyote, right? But nonetheless, it's light, and it's powerful light, gravitational light. It's light that gives a different element to us as humans than the sun does. And so it is not to be taken lightly or to be ignored. So going into from that to the Six of Swords, it is this area here, the ambiguity, I guess is the word to say, of the moon. The universe is saying, just fucking go, just go, just follow your heart. 18 and above, we're not talking about running away. We're talking about becoming your authentic self. We're talking about being who you are and not fearing how other people see that, okay? Because we're going from that into the Fool and then Judgment. The Judgment now the Fool, it's almost self-explanatory, right? It's like jumping off the cliff. It's being free in who you are and having that childlike curiosity about life, this new endeavor, this new chapter that you've worked so goddamn hard for. And the Judgment is making peace with mistakes you've made in the past and who you are now and who you're becoming. I'm wondering if this group is for some young folks, but we're going to just say, just in case there is some romantic elements that I missed here, let's just do romance, the romance cards, just in case for advice, okay? Because I might have missed it. It's possible because these are counterparts. I mean, if it could be that this is yet to be seen, that all of this is in preparation for your counterpart. You know, that the monarchs really are about the people who you're afraid that will judge you about your connection, and having to seek enlightenment with the hangman in order to really run towards the lovers and just say, fuck it, I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it and love who I want to love. That is also out there for someone, okay? So, universe, what advice do you have for pile 2 about this particular situation? Oh, so this is not, that was from last time. Hold on. There's only like 40 something cards in here, so, but I did, let me shuffle it again here. All right. All right. Advice for pile 2, please, on this connection with themselves or okay, getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Interesting. It's talking about getting, revealing who you really are, which kind of is the thing that I've been feeling this whole time. Like there's this birthing of authenticity happening here. All right. What else does pile 2 need to know? What important? Okay. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Okay, so whatever that is, if this is leaning towards a romantic connection, like perhaps you have met the counterpart that now has clicked, you're like, oh, that's why I went through all this transformative shit, because look at who I've met. The Emperor's here, now everything's clear. We move past the moon. Now you have direction with the 6 of Swords, right? That could be the possibility here, but it says very soon. So give me 3 more, please, if you can, Spirit. 3 more advice cards. Thank you. There's 1. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. I love that. Because we can be romantic with someone and also with ourselves. Why not? Explore feelings about how you feel about yourself. Ooh, look at that. Oh my God. Synchronicities, yo. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life, pile 2. This is for someone out there. I can't make this up. This is about rebirth. Wow. Okay, I'm pushing it, but can I get 1 more for pile 2? Last one. 1 more for pile 2. Any more for pile 2? There we go. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Wow. Pile 2. I don't even know what to say. This was an absolutely gorgeous reading about rebirth, about discovering who you are, embracing who you are, learning how to navigate that with other people that might want to have opinions about that. And if this is about a loving situation with someone else or you loving yourself, either way, universe is pointing you to free yourself, trust the process. Your feelings are real and validated. I love this for you. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I went way too long. But thank you so much for coming by. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you can get notified when I post. And yeah, thank you so much. Again, if you're new here, thank you for joining. And for those that have been hanging with me through all this time, I appreciate you so very much. You guys really have a blessed day, okay? Or not. All right, y'all. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Sorry, I need to get a drink of water. All right. You all, let me just tell you. The first 2 piles were intense. The synchronicities were no joke. Like, I think I need to get a bell or something like that so I can just, I don't know, just call them out. But anyway. All right, pile 3. What the fuck? Thank you for coming here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for just entertaining my tiny little channel with your attention. Just calm down, get a drink, just, relax. Pretend this is a podcast. Maybe I'll try to talk slow and low. Should I do ASMR? What do you think? What do you think? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Anyway, all right. Pile 3, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? If you have a person or life situation, life situation, what's going on with pile 3? Universe, what do we have going on here? Tell me. How about the collective pile 3? What is happening here? Collective pile 3. What do we need to know about connections or their life? Okay, pile 3. Oh, hold on 1 second. Un momentito. I thought that I was plugged in. Oh, I was not plugged in. Is someone tired? I wonder if somebody's running low on their battery. I always plug in my computer. Like, that's weird. Anyway, sorry about that. We're just going to go with it. We're just going to take. Let it roll. Let it roll. Okay. What's going on here with pile 3? Pile 3 and their situation, please, Spirit. All right. What the heck? Come on now. You came to the reading for a reason. Either the person that you... Maybe this is a love reading. If you pick this pile, it is about modern love. So, what is that all about? Why are we not... tell us more, Spirit. What's going on? Pile 3. Oh, now you want to throw everything out. That was like bad shuffling. One more. Let's try it again. Come on. Pile 3, what's going on with their connection? Also, if you hear some kind of weird whining or wheezing, my Frenchie's sleeping and he snores. All right, so we got the 8 of Swords. 7 of Swords. Oh, well, that makes sense. And the Hangman. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Why the cards were not coming out right away. You know, the 8 of Swords is about, like, self-imposed prison here. You know, obviously, her little bars are open. She could get out of there. Look, even the window is open. But she is obviously distraught and staying there. And then with the 7 of Swords, it is sneaky behavior. All right. Now, some people use this as, or will commonly use this as like the cheating card or something like that. I just think it's just you are suffering or the situation has caused you to suffer in silence about it. And it could be because maybe the social standards, like maybe this is really odd. Maybe it's a connection that you're like, nobody would understand if I explained it to them. And all my girlfriends would tell me that I'm crazy, or boyfriends would tell me, or guy friends would say I'm crazy, my dudes or whatever. And so here you are sitting in contemplation, at home, in bed, scrolling your phone, trying to find out like what the next move what should you do about this. And the Hangman is about like willingly going and looking for insight. You're not being forced to look for insight. You're not being, it's not like there's other cards that talk about, like in tarot that explain, like for example, the 4 of Swords is a card. Yeah, you're looking for insight, but it's more like one directional, where you're praying, you're taking a sabbatical, you're on your own, but you're seeking solitude and insight. This is more like a pause, not necessarily solitude. Some Hangman cards have people around, but it's that the fact that he's up by his feet and hanging, it's a willingness to seek insight about this. So tell us more, especially about let's just tell us more. Oh, okay. There we go. Hold on 1 second. All right, you're gonna see my big ass head. All right. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Oh, okay. Queen of Wands. Wow. And the 8 of Wands. Interesting. So now I'm going to just lay it out there because this is a collective reading, right? This doesn't need to be, it's not a personal one. So we're going to say, Now, gender doesn't really, what's in your pants doesn't matter really in tarot, okay? So men can be living in their feminine energy, right? There are men that live only in their masculine energy and vice versa. But it seems like this Queen of Wands has surprised you. If this is you, and we're going to get clarifiers for each card, but if this is you and this is this person that came into your life that you feel like you can't share it with anybody. So either this could be possibly a new queer realization where you're like, oh, wow, which it kind of happened like that for me. Like I didn't think I was queer until I met a person that provoked that was the catalyst for that in my life. That no, let's just be honest. Like we all have signs. Like it's always, hindsight's 2020, right? And it's never black and white. For some people it is black and white, but not for a lot of people, especially if they followed whatever the social norm was. It's hard to navigate that. But it seems to me that if pile 3, if you're of a feminine, you're feminine, that you've made the realization that you're not, that perhaps you have an attraction to a Queen of Wands and you want to run towards this in the worst way possible. The 8 of Wands is fast moving energy. All right, so let's clarify the 8 of Swords. Why the 8 of Swords for pile 3, please? Why the 8 of Swords? Oop. Okay, now stop throwing the cards. Jeez. Now I'm not sure what cards are which. I'm gonna have to reshuffle. Sorry. All right. Let's try that again. What? More dropped. You guys, I should really ask my pendulum like one day, what does it mean when the cards drop? What does that mean? Does it have any significance or is it just sloppiness? Some people feel like it does have significance, but I don't know because my cards don't behave this way all the time. And this is the first time many cards, I have like maybe 1 or 2 that came out like that for the other 2, but not like this. Jeez, it's interrupting the reading. All right. Sorry. Okay, so clarify, please. Spirit, the 8 of Swords, please. Clarify the 8 of Swords. Clarify the 8 of Swords, please. Why the 8 of Swords? Okay, am I right? In the comments, put if I'm right, if this is a queer realization. Why the 8 of Swords, please, for pile 3? Again with the falling. Again with the falling. Y'all killing me, yo. Jesus Christ. Yes, I say Jesus Christ all the time. I don't think he minds also. He has bigger fish to fry. I really honestly don't think if he hung out with prostitutes, I don't think he cares. Honestly. All right. So I'm just taking these. Okay, so we've got some shit here to talk about. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the Emperor. But then we have the King of Pentacles. So what's happening here? So are we in between connections? Who's this Emperor? Because this is creating some anxiety here. The 9 of Swords is kind of like, I'm staying up at night and worrying about things. Okay, like she has all these papers, all these worries being burned with the swords here, and that's under the 8 of Swords. We have the 7 of Swords. So the Emperor, who is this Emperor? Somebody, okay, the Emperor represents like this powerful kind of like I hate to say it, but big dick energy, okay? It is energy that is like, I could handle anything you throw at me. Like, say less, sit down, mamita, or papito, I will take care of you kind of energy. That's what this is, okay? Why it fell under the Seven of Swords is interesting to me. Now I'm wondering too, like if this is if pile three you are of feminine energy, but yet your gender is male, or identifies as male, it could be that this is either for cis male that this is a feminine that's very masculine that suddenly you've become attracted to, or this is a masculine person of the same gender. It can go anyway. Just fit it out, because like I said, it's collective. So you're gonna have to like kind of figure that part out. But we have the King of Pentacles, which is interesting that it fell under the Hangman. And the King of Pentacles is a very, like, look at this. This is like a Matt Damon. I work in the I work in the wood shop, and I can build your cabinets, and I can, probably pick up the kids from school and probably pay all the bills with my talents because I'm so talented. And there you go. Two different energies, right? This guy's business dude. This is guy's like above all that, right? He hires the carpenters, right? He's not the homebody. He's royalty almost in the sense, right? So what is there a decision that needs to be made here? Because we have a Queen of Wands and we have a King of Pentacles. So is the Queen of Wands trying to decide between this Emperor and the stable, steady Eddie of the King of Pentacles? Let's see. Tell us more. Clarify the Queen of Wands. Who is this girl? Why the Queen of Wands here? Why the Queen of Wands, Spirit? Why the Queen of Wands? You guys don't want to talk about anything. Why'd you come to the reading if you don't want to? Come on. Why? Okay, here we go. Ace of Swords. What? Okay, no. I was thinking of the Knight of Swords. Okay. So there's an epiphany happening here with... Jesus. I keep saying Jesus. I don't know. Maybe you're religious, or maybe you're someone who says Jesus a lot, but I just dropped two more cards. And there's two sevens. 7 might be a angel number that you need to look at because these two cards fell. 7 of Cups, which is about fantasy, about new possibilities, creation. And the Seven of Pentacles is about working towards that, building it, planting the seeds for something that's solid. So let's leave that up. Let's leave these two over here just for the sake of energy because they came out, and 7 is definitely a synchronicity because you have the 7 of Swords here. So that's 777. You should probably look that up too. All right. Why the 8 of Wands? Why the 8 of Wands, Spirit? Clarify the 8 of Wands, please, Spirit. You all got me twisted. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Okay, so now we have... Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands. You want to come into... Okay, so here we go. This is complicated, which I kind of asked for it, right? We have two cards of being stressed out here, all right, which is kind of distressing to me, starting this off this way because I'm worried about you. Like, why are you so stressed out about this? This makes me feel like there are some social constructs that these characters go against that are causing distress, and I don't like you to feel distressed, first of all. Now, the 7 of of Swords, maybe there does, when you have new energy and you're trying to figure things out, like this hangman stuff, you don't want everyone to know about your shit. You need to figure it out yourself. How are you going to explain it if you don't even know what it is yet, right? And then so this falling under the Emperor, like you're hiding this Emperor energy and contemplating about the Pentacles. So either this is the situation where pile 3, you have multiple people that you're interested in or that are interested in you. But the secret is that, or the epiphany here with the Ace of Swords, it is all about epiphany. Like this is a sword with an arch of books. It's about this new understanding falling under the Queen of Wands. Maybe you've been somebody that has been straight, that has not dated outside of the gender at all, and you have people that are vying for your attention, and you really are focused on this person, whoever this Queen of Wands is. This could be somebody that you work with, but you're fantasizing about them. Now, fantasizing doesn't need to be sexual. It could be like, just what the fuck? Like, why do I have these feelings about this person? Why is it that they keep coming to mind? How come I can't stop thinking about them, right? It doesn't need to be sexual. Now, under the Eight of Wands is this Knight of Cups, or I'm sorry, Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands, he's rambunctious. It's almost faster energy than the Eight of Wands. It's like, I'm coming in hot. But then we got Judgment, and Judgment is about like, it's about like apologizing and making amends with mistakes that you've made and apologizing to people that you've hurt. Another thing could be that you cheated on. Okay, this might be out there, but you cheated on your masculines with the Queen of Wands. And you want to apologize. Let's get one more card though for here. Let's clarify Judgment. One more card to clarify this connection for pile 3. One more card, please, Spirit. One more card, please. Oof. Okay, caught those. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, so interesting. So to clarify this, we got the Two of Swords. Now, we see this scenario here that know about the smartphones, that was in our generation. This definitely is a Two of Swords situation where you're, in the same bed but defensive, not looking at each other, not ignoring the obvious. So is this a possibility that there is just some exploration about sexuality and what you find, wanting to explore and fantasize, and discovering that there's a lot more passion in who you are than you thought, and you need to apologize to whoever this person is? And I'm wondering if this person is the King of Pentacles, because now we have the King of Wands here, which is the counterpart to the Queen of Wands. So this could be that you're like, if you're watching this and you're a masculine of masculine nature, you're realizing that you messed up, you made a mistake, you want to break up, you've decided that the Easy Eddie Pentacles here is not what you want in life, and that more passion is needed in the connection that you're in. Either you're going to get that from this person, even though it's interesting that this person looks like this guy, right? This guy looks like this guy. Now, our King of Wands is very colorful. very Rainbow Tribe, but it's to illustrate that he's reckless abandon. He does not care. He is charismatic. He's powerful. He you can throw a task at him and he will take care of it without a problem. Or find someone that will do it for him. He's sexual. He is usually well endowed. He's like definitely a young, vibrant, vivacious energy, which is stark contrast to this, right? So let's get advice. So yeah, it's kind of like, seems like I said, complicated, but also it seems like that apologies need to happen. There are connections that need to break away. Because the most important thing for you, pile 3, is that you walk in your most authentic self. Because I was telling, I don't know if it was pile 1 or pile 2, like if I died tomorrow, at least I knew that I died being truthful. Yes, I might have lost friends, even family members, but at least I died in my truth. And I'm not sitting there wishing that I did things differently. And maybe I have that morbid idea because I'm a nurse and I'm like, when people die, that's one of the most commonly expressed things that people talk about before they die is that the regrets of not saying things they needed to say, not doing things they needed to say, not pursuing loves that they had, not just doing the right thing. They just followed what everyone else wanted them to do. And so like right now with the awakening that's happening across the world, I think that it's all of our opportunity to be as authentic as we possibly can with who we are and in the relationships that we have with others. Okay, so let's get some advice. These are the romance angels, so let's see what it says. What advice do you have for pile 3 in this situation? What advice does Spirit have for pile 3? Again, to the floor. Dios mío. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So we have the 8 of Wands, which is about movement, messaging, passion, going forward, again with the Knight of Wands and then the King of Wands. That's all that passionate energy. Okay, so making that decision, not holding back, not staying in this 2 of Swords energy. That's very stagnant energy, denial energy, right? Finances and career. Here we go. Finance issues are a factor in your love life right now. And that could be why we have the 7 of Pentacles. Maybe that's a contributing factor to this anxiety that we have here. That maybe this is a forbidden love. Maybe this is something that would impact your finances in a big way, especially if you are in a monogamous relationship like a marriage, and now you've discovered this new truth to yourself, right? So let's get 3 more and then we'll end it. Oh, that one's deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. Oh, interesting. You know what, this fucker I'm sorry. This fucker this dude, we haven't had much clarity about this dude. This emperor, I don't know who he is and why he is, he's kind of like a character that honestly, what I think he is? I think, now tell me I'm wrong, it's fine, but there are those of you that are out there that how you've had, let's say you've just discovered some things about yourself. You're not happy in your marriage, for example. And you meet someone online and you start having this flirtatious shit happening online. But it doesn't go very far. Turns out he's a fuckboy or whatever, right? But what it did is it ignited an enlightenment that you're not happy in your connection. And maybe if you're a feminine, that this Queen of Wands right here, you actually have not lust for her, but you admire her. You want her life. You want her freedom. You want that colorful attractive, dynamic energy that she has. That's the epiphany. You're like, that's who I really am. I'm not plain Jane vanilla here, right? That's, yeah, that's what I'm feeling there. All right, couple more. That's for somebody out there. Okay. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart and give and receive the highest for the highest energy of all. Okay, so what does that mean? This connection here. Now I'm going to say, please do not make big decisions about your life based on one tarot reading. Okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. You need to like really consider all of the facts involved, right? This is energy. This is like a camera picture. This is like a snapshot of all this can change tomorrow, okay? But I'm going to say that it seems that the universe is saying just in leaning into your most authentic self, this would be a connection to explore with the King of Wands. All right? That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave it there. Explore it. Explore what that is. What is it teaching you? What message? What is important there that is going to help in your enlightenment for you and the highest good for everybody involved? Okay? Don't make rash decisions based on one tarot reading. Please, please, please do not. Here we go. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning into your life. So maybe that is the case. Somebody out there, you have somebody coming into your life from the past. And maybe that's why we have this progression, like we have the Knight of Wands to the King of Wands. Maybe this is somebody from your past. We don't have the Six of Cups here, which usually signifies that. But you have someone being definitely deceptive, and I don't think that it's you but also in the same way, like, for example, let's say you're in a marriage and you've been married for 15, 20 years, okay? Let's say you started flirting with someone online for 3 months. Are you going to leave your marriage after 3 months? No. You're going to keep it to yourself and figure things out. It could be a flash in the pan, a fling, or whatever, right? This is the undertone of this is that there is some, with the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and also a lot of the Eight of Swords, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. There is some underlying epiphanies that are taking place in your life where you're having these new understandings about who you are. Lean into that before you make romantic decisions here. Just lean into who you are. Lean into what is true about who you are, what you want in life, what makes you happy, and then go with that. Then you'll know what judgment is for, right? If you don't know anything about that, what are you going to apologize for if you don't know what the fuck it is? You've got to do that inner work, okay? So I'm going to leave it right there because this has been a long ass reading. Y'all, thank you so much for standing by with me. I appreciate every single one of you and all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. I just want my messages, whatever they are, to get to the most people. I cuss and I do all kinds of stuff. I probably won't ever get monetized. I don't even care about that. I just want it to get as far out to the ethers as possible. And I am so grateful for all of you that come and play with me whenever I post and entertain my videos. So this is more of a serious one, but I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment if you did. If you want more of things like this, let me know. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and then also hit the notification bell so you know when I post. All right, you guys have a nice evening, day, or whatever it is, wherever you're at. Right now, it's about 1 a.m. where I'm at. So I'm going to go to bed here soon. You guys take care. Bye.